Today's video, we're continuing our series on business automation with AI, and we're going to be focusing on report generation. So, specifically, how you can use AI to automate your reports. Now, this is useful if you're a founder or a business owner, and let's say you just received funding and you need to generate reports either weekly, quarterly, monthly, or yearly. And this task is a task that takes a lot of your time, takes a lot of your effort to put all the data together. And so we're going to be exploring how you can use AI to speed that up, automate a lot of that process, and create a report that is very useful, not just for your investors, but also for you, in order for you to be able to make better decisions. And I'm splitting this video into two parts. The first part is focusing on report generation. The second part is focusing on dashboard. So that the dashboard aspect will be another video. So stay tuned and let's get into it because it's going to be a bit practical. Okay, hello everyone. So today's video, we are working with a fictitious South African digital wallets and payments company called Zoleski. And really what Zoleski is about is a fintech company that we just came up with. And the scenario really falls around the fact that Zoleski has to report to their investors every month around three core KPIs. So that is around the total payment volume. So that's really the amount of payment that is going out of their system. Active users. So this is the amount of active people who are making payments on their platform, right? Not just total users, because people can sign up and not necessarily use their platform. And the last one is blended take rate. You can read up about that some other time. And so the idea is that we want to create a system for Zoleski where they log into that system or have access to that system. They are able to upload a file of their reports. Well, I would say a file of their data and be able to generate a report at the end of the day. Now, as a business owner, you might be asking yourself the first question is, well, first of all, how do I get that data, right? Because that's first like the most important thing when it comes to report generation. It's compiling the data, getting the data, to become meaningful. And in a lot of instances, you have data across different, I would say, sources. So the first thing is to identify those sources, right? So for example, I'm just going to draw here. I would say sources of data. And for instance, for a company like Zoleski, the first source might be their accounting platform, right? So this could be, for example, like their Xero or QuickBooks, right? So the idea is that, for a company like this, they probably have some form of system in which they are recording payments and all of that. So they would have an accountant, they would have a process of recording invoices, payments, and things like that are going out from their platform. So the idea is that they are able to draw out or download for a period of time, whether between a month and another month, they're able to download the data that they can get from that platform itself. So from Xero, for example, they're able to download list of customers, list of invoices, list of payments that are happening, through their platform, and of course they might have, the fintech would have its own, internal. So you might have your own internal analytics. So that's just things you are tracking internally, through your platform. So you would have your own personal, internal analytics. Third system could be from your bank or processing platform. So basically, platforms that are integrated with your current processes. So the idea is that in your own business, right, and you can take the time, pause the video, you would write down your own sources of data. So you're doing business, you are acquiring data. And the idea is that you have specific KPIs that are useful for your business. So it might be customer acquisition, it might be, lead generation, how you're running ads, It might be how you are delivering your products, maybe from logistics partners and things like that. So you have different sources of data. What you want to do is write all of them down and then start seeing how you can bring this data together to have it on a platform that you are able to just upload this data in its raw form and then have a sweet and nice report generated at the end of the day. So the idea is that you would have all the sources of data like that. Of course, you would have a tool like this. So this is a tool that we build for our clients, and in some instances it's integrated with their current system. So either we have it integrated through an API or integrated through an S3 bucket or whichever source of storage that they have. We usually have it automated, but the idea is that we have all these compiled reports from different angles. You're able to put it into into your system and have it generate a meaningful report around specific KPIs. Now, this is important. It has to be KPI driven. You need to have specific KPIs that you want to use to interpret the data that is being put into the system. And so we build around those KPIs. So now I'm just going to do a sample. I'm going to upload a CSV file for Zoleski. So this is a file that was generated by the fictitious accountant, and we would upload that, and then, okay, great, we'll generate the report. So right now it's generating around those three KPIs that we have, and so you can see that it's built this very nice report out there for me. And you can see I have payments and growth review around this specific period of time, and it should be something that you can specify the time. So depending on the time, depending on the time reference from the report, from the compiled data that is coming in, it's going to shoot out that. So you can see that it focuses around total payment volume, which was the first KPI. Second one was active users, and the third one was transactions per month, right? And then you can see how all of this is growing per quarter. You have all that useful information. You can see the graphs, which just gives you a visual view of how your growth is compounding in terms of payment volume. And you can see, in terms of spend and all of that, and they are able to generate reports. So I would say this is one of the lowest hanging fruits for AI that I've seen. And I've seen requests from clients where they're like, what, I have this amount of staffs and I want to be able to track how they are performing across different KPIs, or I have this business and it's operating in this area and I want to be able to see how my business is performing across these specific KPIs. And so the idea is that with AI, you're able to generate very useful and meaningful information within a short period of time because you've built it. And so you might also be asking, okay, why don't I just take this information and put it on Cloud Code, put it on ChatGPT, and just let it, generate a report for me? Why do I have to build a platform that I own and have this generate? Well, the answer is simple. Do you really want all these platforms owning your proprietary data? And another thing is that it is not predictable. Like, you could have it shoot out one output today and tomorrow it brings out another thing. But when you have it built to produce a specific kind of structured data in terms of the report, that way you can trust what it's producing, you can trust its output, and you know that it is based on what you've built. So very simple video, just showing how you can use AI to build reports. In the next video, I'm going to be going deeper into the dashboard aspect of this, and I'll be talking a bit more about predictive algorithm and merging your data sources from when someone, before they became a customer and after they became a customer, and seeing how those data sources come together and how you can use that data to predict your future customers, how they would work, and all those things. So it's really interesting. It's something we're doing for some of our clients and they are finding it interesting, and yeah, I'll be talking a bit about that. So see you in the next video. Don't miss that. And thank you, and bye-bye.